Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Manoj Singh Rana with the evening news. The headlines. Centre reviews progress of COVID-19 vaccination with states and union territories, asks them to maximize use of near-to-home vaccination centres. National COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 91.6%, lowest daily new cases of 1,52,000 reported in last 50 days. Government to take decision in 2 days on Class 12th board exams, Attorney General informs Supreme Court. Delhi High Court dismisses plea seeking to halt construction work of Central Vista project. Government rejects opposition criticism. Defence Ministry approves proposal to notify second positive indigenization list of 108 items to promote self-reliance and defence exports. Epfo allows its members to avail second non-refundable COVID-19 advance. Centre allocates over 3,400 crore rupees grant to Gujarat under Jal Jeevan Mission. In a major policy shift, China allows couples to have 3 children. And defending champion Amit Panghal settles for silver at Asian Boxing Championships in Dubai. As the number of COVID cases is on the rise, we appeal to our listeners not to lower their guard, take all precautions, and all those above 45 years of age who have taken the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine to get vaccinated with the second dose at the scheduled time. Stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For providing COVID-related information and guidance to people, national helpline numbers 011-239-78046 and 1075 are operational. And now the news in detail. The Union Health Ministry today held a review meeting on the progress of COVID-19 vaccination with administrators from states and union territories through video conferencing. The meeting comes in the backdrop of more flexibilities given to states to enhance the pace of vaccination and increased vaccine supplies for the next month shared with the states and union territories through the Advanced Vaccine Visibility Calendar. Chairing the meeting, Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan appreciated the collective efforts of states and union territories to increase the pace of vaccination in the last week of this month, as most of the vaccine supply of the current month reached the states towards the end. He also pointed out that there is substantial scope to accelerate the pace of vaccination even further. Nearly 12 crore doses will be available to states and union territories next month, enabling them to ramp up the vaccination numbers. The states and union territories were urged to increase the number of near-to-home vaccination centres like Community Centre, Residents Welfare Association RWA Centre, Panchayat Ghar, school buildings and old age homes, and create awareness among the masses for use of these COVID vaccination centres. The Health Secretary also assured that the central government will provide the states and union territories with the available buffer stock to urgently replenish their depleting stock so that the vaccination drive carries on with a steady pace.
India has reported the lowest number of daily new COVID-19 cases in 50 days. A total of 1,52,734 cases were reported in the last 24 hours. The recovery rate has increased to 91.6%. The recoveries continue to outnumber the daily new cases for the 18th consecutive day. A total of 2,38,022 patients recovered during the last 24 hours. The total number of recoveries across the country so far is over 2,56,92,000. 3,128 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours, taking the death toll to over 3,29,000. Several states and union territories across the country have extended lockdown along while providing certain relaxations. The lockdown measures in the national capital has been extended for 1 more week till the 7th of June. However, the Delhi government has allowed some activities outside the containment zones from today. As per the District Disaster Management Authority order, operations of manufacturing and production units within closed premises in approved industrial areas have been allowed from today. Lockdown in Bihar has been extended till the 8th of June. The Haryana government has also extended the lockdown till the 7th of June with a major relaxation for shopping malls to open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. In Maharashtra, lockdown-like restrictions have been extended for 15 more days. Lockdown in Telangana has been extended for 10 more days, in Odisha till 17th of June, and in Lakshadweep, the complete lockdown has been extended for 7 more days in those islands where coronavirus cases are being reported on a large scale.
The COVID positivity rate has come down to 5% in Rajasthan. The positivity rate was 4.64% in the state yesterday. In the last 1 week, it remained 5.75%. More from our correspondent.
The second wave of COVID-19 is now declining across the state. More than 50,000 people have been recovered from infection in the last 7 days, while about 18,000 people tested positive. Though the highest number of cases is being found in the capital Jaipur, yet the infection rate has come down to below 8% here. Fatality rate is also coming down in the entire state. The number of active patients in Dholpur, Jalore and Karoli districts is less than 500. ICU and ventilator beds are now easily available in hospitals and oxygen is surplus across the state. Meanwhile, people are facing many problems even after recovering from COVID. The health department is now paying more attention to post-COVID patients. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
COVID-19 Jagrata portal under the Kerala government for disseminating COVID-related information and provisions for accessing emergency services for public has drawn national attention. Our correspondent reports over 3 crore people have so far visited the website, which was launched on the 19th of March last year.
The COVID Jagrata portal was developed by Kozhikode District Administration in association with National Informatics Centre and Kerala State IT Mission on the initial weeks of the pandemic. Later, the state government launched similar website for all other districts for pandemic management. Now the states such as Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Manipur and Puducherry have shown interest in a module in the portal on the management and supply of oxygen for hospitals. Uttarakhand government also had launched a similar system with the help of NIC. The portal had details about the production of oxygen in Kerala and the availability for the next 24 hours. Hospitals and other health facilities can directly seek oxygen supplies through the website. It will be followed up by the state and district level oxygen war room set up by the government. Anila Balakrishnan, AIR News, Thiruvananthapuram.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today inaugurated a free-of-cost walk-in vaccination facility for journalists and their families at Sarvodaya Bal Vidyalaya at ITO in the national capital. The Chief Minister said the newly launched facility will vaccinate both age groups between 18 and 45 years and above 45 years of age. He appealed to all the journalists to get themselves and their families vaccinated at the centre. Mr. Kejriwal also said the need of the hour is to vaccinate more and more people at a faster pace to protect them from corona.
The centre has been disseminating awareness of 4 national-level helpline numbers created for the benefit of the citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Information and Broadcasting Ministry is promoting awareness of these helpline numbers through its various departments. The national helpline for COVID-related queries is 1075. The child helpline number is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number is 14567. The helpline number of the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, for psychological support is 080 4611 0007. Private TV and FM channels are also advised to promote awareness of these helplines by way of a ticker or such appropriate ways as they may consider at periodic intervals, especially during the prime time. Making the word Guru meaningful, a retired zoology professor, Sunil MS, is bringing light to the lives of the underprivileged in Kerala. A winner of the Nari Shakti Puraskar, the 60-year-old woman from Pathanamthitta has so far helped in construction of over 200 houses for the poor in 5 districts, a journey that started in 2006. On Saturday, State Agriculture Minister P. Prasad handed over the key of the 204th house. After the COVID outbreak, she has helped 42 homeless families get a roof over their heads.
Railways has delivered more than 21,939 tons of liquid medical oxygen to 15 states across the country. Railways Ministry said it is continuing its journey of bringing relief by delivering liquid medical oxygen to various states, and so far 321 oxygen expresses have completed their journey. The offloading of liquid medical oxygen in Delhi NCR region by oxygen expresses has crossed 7,500 tons. The government will take a final decision within the next 2 days on whether to conduct Class 12 board exams amid the COVID pandemic. Attorney General K.K. Venugopal told this to the Supreme Court bench of Justices A.M. Khanvilkar and Dinesh Maheshwari, which was hearing a plea seeking directions to cancel the Class 12 exams of the CBSE and Council for the Indian School Certificate Examination CISCE in view of the current situation.
Union Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions Dr. Jitendra Singh today informed that the family pension rules have been simplified in view of the COVID pandemic. Giving a brief about the important reforms undertaken by the Department of Pension and Pensioners' Welfare during the pandemic, Dr. Jitendra Singh said a provision was recently made for the provisional family pension to be sanctioned immediately on receipt of claim for family pension and death certificate from the eligible family member without waiting for other formalities or procedural requirements to be completed. He said this provision is applicable in view of death happening during the pandemic, either because of COVID or because of non-COVID cause. With a view to support its subscribers during the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic, the Employees Provident Fund Organization, Epfo, has now allowed its member to avail second non-refundable COVID-19 advance. The provision for special withdrawal to meet the financial need of members during the pandemic was introduced in March 2020 when the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana PMGKY. The Ministry of Labour and Employment in a statement said that the COVID-19 advance has been a great help to the EPF members during the pandemic, especially for those having monthly wages of less than 15,000 rupees. As on date, the EPFO has settled more than 76.31 lakh COVID-19 advance claims, thereby disbursing a total of over 18,698 crore rupees. Members who have already availed the first COVID-19 advance can now opt for a second advance also.
The News Services Division of All India Radio and its bilingual live phone-in program Corona Jagrukta series will bring you a special discussion on COVID-19 tonight. Professor Dr. Sanjay Pandey, GB Pant Hospital, will participate in the live discussion. This can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Centre reviews progress of COVID-19 vaccination with states and union territories. Asks them to maximise use of near-to-home vaccination centres. National COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 91.6%. Lowest daily new cases of 1,52,000 reported in last 50 days. Government to take decision in 2 days on Class 12 board exams, Attorney General informs the Supreme Court. Delhi High Court dismisses plea seeking to halt construction work of the Central Vista project. Government rejects opposition criticism. Defence Ministry approves proposal to notify second positive indigenization list of 108 items to promote self-reliance and defence exports. EPFO allows its members to avail second non-refundable COVID-19 advance. Centre allocates over 3,400 crore rupees grant to Gujarat under Jal Jeevan Mission. In a major policy shift, China allows couples to have 3 children. And defending champion Amit Panghal settles for silver at Asian Boxing Championships in Dubai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Welcome back to the evening news. The Delhi High Court today dismissed a petition which had sought a stay on the construction taking place at the Central Vista Avenue in the national capital during the peak phase of COVID-19 pandemic and imposed a fine of 1 lakh rupees on the petitioner. The division bench of Chief Justice D.N. Patel and Justice Jyoti Singh said the work at the Central Vista Avenue is part and parcel of the work of the Central Vista project and of vital public importance. Stating that the whole Central Vista project is an essential project of national importance, the court today said sovereign functions of the Parliament are also going to be conducted there and the public is vitally interested in this project. The court added that the legality of the project has been upheld by the Honourable Supreme Court. The court further noted that the work at the Central Avenue has to be completed before November this year and said time is essence of the contract. Meanwhile, the government today dismissed opposition criticism of the Central Vista project, saying a false narrative has been created about the project in the last few months. Addressing media after the Delhi High Court's nod to the project, Housing and Urban Affairs Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said 2 new projects, the new Parliament Building and Central Vista Avenue, are underway and the decision on these projects was taken before the COVID-19 pandemic. Questioning the allegations about the money being spent on the projects, Mr. Puri said the total cost of the projects is about 1,300 crore rupees. He also rejected the Congress's criticism, adding that the project related to the new Parliament building has not been conceptualized recently and it was finalized during the previous UPA government. The minister said the government wants to finish the new Parliament building by 2022 to mark 75 years of independence.
इस समय 2 projects are under implementation and those are the new Parliament building और Central Vista Avenue. ये क्यों priority basis पे ये 2 segments पे हम काम कर रहे हैं क्योंकि 2022 में 75th anniversary celebrations we had always planned कि these will be held in the new Parliament building.
Rejecting the media report that works on the Prime Minister's residence is expected to start in August this year, Mr. Puri clarified that no design has been cleared for it and only the new Parliament building and the Central Vista stretch projects are currently underway.
प्रधानमंत्री आवास सारे प्रोजेक्ट में बनेगा। मैंने आपको बताया इसका अभी डिजाइन ही नहीं आया हमारे पास, तो किस स्टेज पे बनेगा, अब अगस्त है, दिसंबर है या कोई और महीना है, दैट इज ए सेपरेट इशू। बट फैक्ट्स आर, अगर हम कहते हैं लाइकली टू स्टार्ट, अभी उसका कोई पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं है।
Mr. Puri also clarified that none of the historic, cultural, iconic buildings will be touched while completing the projects.
In pursuance of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's endeavour of Atmanirbhar Bharat and to boost indigenization in the defence sector, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today approved a proposal to notify the second positive indigenization list of 108 items. This will give further boost to indigenization with active participation of public and private sector for fulfilling the twin objectives of achieving self-reliance and promoting defence exports. All the 108 items will now be procured from indigenous sources as per provisions given in the Defence Acquisition Procedure 2020. The second list lays special focus on weapons or systems which are currently under development or trials and are likely to translate into firm orders in the future. We have a report.
The second positive indigenization list comprises complex systems, sensors, simulator, weapons and ammunition like helicopters, airborne early warning and control systems, tank engines, medium power radar for mountains and many more such items to fulfill the requirements of Indian Armed Forces. The second list is planned to be implemented progressively with effect from December this year to December 2025. The list has been prepared by Ministry of Defence after several rounds of consultations with government and private manufacturing industry, confederations to assess future capabilities of Indian industry. This list also provides an excellent opportunity for startups as also MSMEs, which will get tremendous boost from this initiative. Defence Ministry, DRDO and Service Headquarters will take all necessary steps, including handholding of the industry, to ensure that the timelines mentioned in the list are met. In August last year, the first positive indigenization list comprising 101 items was notified. With Anupam Sobhagya, Air News, Delhi.
Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister Narendra Singh Tomar today virtually launched the Horticulture Cluster Development Programme to ensure holistic growth of horticulture. The programme aims at growing and developing identified horticulture clusters to make them globally competitive. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Tomar highlighted that the program will address all major issues related to the Indian horticulture sector.
The government today said that 13% more wheat has been procured during the current Rabi marketing season in comparison to the corresponding period last year. The Consumer Affairs Ministry said a quantity of over 406 lakh tons of wheat has been procured against the last year corresponding purchase of 360 lakh tons. Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative Limited Epfo today introduced the world's first Nano Urea for the farmers. It is easy on the pocket of the farmer and will be effective in increasing farmers' income. A 500 milliliter bottle of Nano Urea liquid will replace at least one bag of conventional urea. Epfo has priced Nano Urea at 240 rupees per 500 milliliter bottle for the farmers, which is 10% cheaper than the cost of a bag of conventional urea. Its production will commence by next month and the commercial rollout will start soon thereafter.
The centre has allocated 3,411 crore rupees grant to Gujarat under the Jal Jeevan Mission to provide safe and potable piped drinking water to all the rural households in the state, out of which the first tranche of more than 852 crore rupees for the current financial year has been released. The Jal Shakti Ministry said the central government's allocation for the year 2019-20 was around 390 crore rupees, which was raised to over 883 crore rupees in 2020-21. In Gujarat, during the last financial year, around 11 lakh rural households have been provided tapped water connections, and in 2021-22 the state has planned to provide more than 10 lakh households with tap water connections. This year, WHO Director General's Special Award has been given to Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan. Every year, the World Health Organization, WHO, recognizes individuals or organizations in each of the 6 WHO regions for their accomplishments in the area of tobacco control. Director General of WHO, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, has said that Dr. Harshvardhan leadership was instrumental in the 2019 national legislation to ban e-cigarettes and heated tobacco products.
RailTel has completed work of setting up centralized security control room for IP-based video surveillance VSS at 10 railway zones under Nirbhaya Fund. These centralized control rooms will display video feeds from VSS installed by RailTel at stations of respective zones. The Railway Board has entrusted RailTel with the work of providing video surveillance at all category of railway stations and coaches of premium trains and suburban EMU. The Indian Institute of Technology IIT Ropar in Punjab has developed a device, AmbiTac, that records real-time ambient temperature during the transportation of perishable products, vaccines and even body organs and blood. This device will help to know that the item transported from anywhere in the world is still usable or perished because of temperature variation. Education Ministry said this information is particularly critical for vaccines, including COVID-19 vaccine, organs and blood transportation.
The West Bengal government has appointed Olopon Bandyopadhyay as the Chief Advisor to the Chief Minister of the state. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has announced this evening that Mr. Bandyopadhyay's tenure will be of 3 years with effect from the 1st of June. Mr. Bandyopadhyay retired as the Chief Secretary of West Bengal today. Home Secretary H.K. Dwivedi will be the new Chief Secretary of the state. Earlier, 3 months extension was sanctioned to Mr. Bandyopadhyay by the centre as the Chief Secretary of West Bengal, but on 28th May he was asked to submit a report at DOPT on 31st May, the normal date of his superannuation. The Kerala Legislative Assembly today unanimously passed a resolution demanding the recall of Lakshadweep Administrator. It also demanded immediate steps to safeguard the culture and livelihood of the people of the island. It is the first such resolution moved in the Assembly after the second LDF government under Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan assumed power. Later, the resolution was unanimously passed by both the ruling and opposition.
The government data today showed that the country's gross domestic product grew at 1.6% in the January to March quarter of the last fiscal year. In the fourth quarter of the last fiscal, agriculture grew at 3.1%, manufacturing sector posted a growth of 6.9%, and the growth in the construction sector stood at 14.5%. At the domestic stock markets, key indices posted over 1% gains each. A report from the Business World.
At the stock markets, the Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange climbed 515 points or 1% to close at 51,937 today. Nifty at the National Stock Exchange advanced 147 points or 1% to end at a record high of 15,583. And at the Forex market, the rupee weakened 17 paise to 72 rupees and 61 paise against the US dollar. This is Lalema Aneja Dang for AIR News.
In a major shift in its population policy, China today announced that couples may have up to 3 children from the existing limit of 2 after recent census data showed a dramatic decline in births in the world's most populous country. The official news agency Xinhua reported that the change was approved during a Politburo meeting chaired by President Xi Jinping today. The decision in 2016 to relax China's one-child policy and allow people to have a second child failed to reverse the country's falling birth rate, as the high cost of raising children in Chinese cities deterred many couples from starting families. Defending champion Amit Panghal settled for silver after losing to reigning world and Olympic champion Shakobuddin Zoirov of Uzbekistan 2-3 in the men's final of 52 kg category at the Asian Boxing Championships in Dubai a short while ago. 2 other Indian boxers, Shiva Thapa and Sanjeet, will be fighting for the gold medal later today, while Assam boxer Thapa will be challenged by the Asian Games silver medalist Mongolia's Batar Sukching Roys in the 64 kg final. Second-seeded Sanjeet will also have a strong challenge of Kazakh Vasilet Levit, who is chasing his 4th gold medal of the Asian Championships in the 91 kg final bout. In the women's finals, defending champion Pooja Rani won the gold medal in the 75 kg category, while legendary pugilist MC Mary Kom, Lalbut Shai and Anupama finished with silver. In French Open tennis, Iga Świątek of Poland began her title defense with a comfortable win over Kaja Zhuan of Slovenia 6-0, 7-5 in the first round of women's singles. Italian prospect Yannick Sinner saved a match point before winning a marathon men's singles first round match against Pierre-Hugues Hurbert of France.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have thunderstorm with rain. The minimum temperature will be 24 degrees and the maximum will go up to 37 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The minimum temperature will be 27 degrees while maximum is expected to be around 32. Chennai will see a partly cloudy sky. Temperature will vary between 29 and 40 degrees. Kolkata will see a partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. Jammu will have a mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be around 38 degrees. Srinagar will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Temperature will hover between 14 and 27 degrees. Leh will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum and maximum temperature will be between 8 and 19 degrees. Gilgit will see a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Muzaffarabad will have a partly cloudy sky with rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Centre reviews progress of COVID-19 vaccination with states and union territories, asks them to maximize use of near-to-home vaccination centres. National COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 91.6%, lowest daily new cases of 1,52,000 reported in last 50 days. Government to take a decision in 2 days on Class 12 board exams, Attorney General informs Supreme Court. Delhi High Court dismisses plea seeking to halt construction work of Central Vista project. Government rejects opposition criticism. Defence Ministry approves proposal to notify second positive indigenization list of 108 items to promote self-reliance and defence exports. Epfo allows its members to avail second non-refundable COVID-19 advance. Centre allocates over 3,400 crore rupees grant to Gujarat under Jal Jeevan Mission. In a major policy shift, China allows couples to have 3 children. And defending champion Amit Panghal settles for silver at Asian Boxing Championships in Dubai. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.